Hi everyone, I will be discussing descriptive research design. Descriptive research methods are used when the researcher wants to be describe a specific behavior as it occurs in the environment. There are a variety of descriptive research methods available. The nature of the question that needs to be answered drives which method is used. It doesn't answer questions about how, when, why the characteristic occurred. Rather, it addresses the what question. For example, what are the characteristics of the population or situation being studied? The characteristics used to describe the situation or population are usually some kind of categorical scheme as known as descriptive categories. Example is periodic tables. Descriptive research method is the most widely used research design as indicated by this dissertation and research report of institutions. The aim of descriptive research are the principal aims in employing descriptive research are to describe the nature of situation as it exists at the time of the study and to explore the causes of particular phenomena. It contributes in the formation of the principles and generalization in the behavioral sciences. It contributes in the establishment of standard norms of conduct, behavior, or performance. It reveals problems or abnormal conditions. It makes possible prediction of future on the basis of finding on prevailing conditions, corrections, and on the basis of restrictions of people toward certain issues. It provides basis for decision making. There are three methods of descriptive research. First, an observational method. There are two methods of observation, including in-field and laboratory observation. In in-field observation, it requires viewing or recording of an audience in their natural environment. In laboratory observation, on the other hand, it is driven by scientific method and the audience undergo observation in more controlled test environment. The second one is case studies. It is involved a more in-depth analysis of an individual or a smaller audience. The last one is the surveys, likely the most familiar method of descriptive research. Surveys involve interviews or discussion with the larger audiences and are often conducted on more specific topics. Classified by how data are collected. First is the self-report. Individuals respond to the statement or questions about themselves. The second one is the observation. Data is collected by the researcher watching the participants. There are two kinds of observation. First is the quantitative observation. It is the objective collection of data, which is primarily focused on the numbers and values. It suggests associated to or depicted in terms of quantity. Results of quantitative observation are derived using statistical and numerical analysis method. It implies observation of any entity that can be associated with a numeric value such as age, shape, weight, volume, scale, etc. For example, the researcher can track if current customer will refer the brand by using a simple net promoter score question. The second one is the qualitative observation. It doesn't involve measurements or numbers, but instead just monitoring characteristic. In this case, the researcher observes the respondent from a distance. Since the respondents are in a comfortable environment, the characteristics observed are natural and effective. In descriptive research, the researcher can choose to be either a complete observer, an observer as a participant as an observer, or a complete participant. For example, in a supermarket, a researcher can from afar monitor and track the selection and purchasing trends of the customers. This offers a deeper insight into the purchasing experience of the customer. Common errors in the data collections. One is the lack of participant response. Low response rate are common. Second one is the unclear or ambiguous items. Difficulties interpreting the findings without the data representing a non-respondent views. There are four characteristics of descriptive research. One is the quantitative research. Descriptive research is a quantitative research method that attempts to collect quantifiable information to be used for statistical analysis of the population sample. The second one is the uncontrolled variables. In descriptive research, none of the variables are influenced in any way. This is use observational method to conduct the research. Hence, the nature of the variables or their behavior is not in the hands of the researcher. The third characteristic of descriptive research is a cross-sectional studies. Descriptive research is a generally cross-sectional study where different sections belonging to the same group are studied. The fourth one is the basis for further research. The data collected and analyzed from descriptive research can then be further researched using different research techniques. The data also can help point towards the type of the research methods are to be used for the subsequent research. Application of descriptive research with examples. Descriptive research can be used in multiple ways or for multiple reasons. Before getting into any kind of survey though, the survey goals and survey designs are very important. Despite the following this step though, there is no way to know if the research outcome will be met. To understand the end of objective of research goals, below are some ways organization currently use descriptive research today. One is define respondent characteristics. The aim of using close-ended question is to draw concrete conclusion about the respondents. This could be the need to derive patterns, traits, behavior of the respondents. It could also be to understand from respondent their attitude or opinion about the phenomenon in question. For example, understanding from millennials the hours per week they spend on browsing the internet. All this information helps the organization conducting a research to make informed business decisions. The other ways is measure data trends. Data trends can be measured over time and the statistical capabilities provided by descriptive research. For example, consider if an apparel company conducts a research between different demographics like age group from 24 to 35 and 36 to 45. On a new range launch of an autumn wear, if one of those groups doesn't take too well to the new launch, these provide an insight into what clothes are like and what are not. The other ways is conduct comparison. Organization also use descriptive research to understand how different groups respond to a certain product or service. For example, an apparel brand creates a survey asking general questions that measure the brand image. The same survey also asks demographic questions like age, income, gender, geographical location, or etc. This consumer research help the organization understand what the aspect of the brand appeal to the population and what the aspect do not. It also help in making product or marketing fixes or in some cases even create a new product line just to cater to high growth potential group. Third is validate existing conditions. Descriptive research is widely used to help ascertain the prevailing conditions and underlying patterns of the research object due to non-invasive method of research and the use of quantitative observation and some aspect of qualitative observation. Each variable is observed and an in-depth analysis can be concluded. It is also used to validate any existing conditions that may be prevalent in a population. The last one is conduct research at the different times. To ascertain if there are any similarities or differences, the research can be conducted at a different period of times. This also allow any number of variables to be evaluated. For the purpose of verification, studies on prevailing conditions can also be repeated to draw the trends. There are advantages of descriptive research. Some of the major advantages of descriptive research are data collection. Descriptive research can be conducted by using specific methods like observational method, case study method, and survey method. Between these three, All major methods of data collection are covered, which provides a lot of information. This can be used for future research or even developing hypotheses of your research object. Varied. Since the data collected is both qualitative and quantitative, it gives a holistic understanding of a research topic. This causes data that was not planned to be collected gets tracked and the data is varied, diverse, and thorough. Natural environment. Descriptive research allow for the research to be conducted in all natural environment of the respondent, and this ensures the high quality and honest data is collected. Quick to conduct and ship. As the sample size is generally large in descriptive research, the data collection is quick to conduct and is cheap. The last one is the form basis for decision making. As the data collected in descriptive research represent a larger population and is robust, it is easy to make decision on the basis of a statistical analysis of that data. Disadvantages of descriptive research. Some of the major disadvantages of descriptive research are confidentiality. Respondents aren't always truthful if the questions are too personal or they feel that they are being watched. This may be negate the validity of the data. Halo effect. If the research observer has a potential bias towards the research topic or some respondents in the research, the observation then may be considered as invalid or untrue. Sample isn't representative. Due to the randomness of the sample, it is very tough to validate that the sample is an accurate representation of the whole population. No scope to learn cause. Since the descriptive research only focus on the what of an objective of or phenomenon, it doesn't delve into the why or how that it is a limitation in a learning specific causes. My questions are, in your opinion, what is the most effective method in conducting descriptive research and explain it why? Name at least 5 limitations of descriptive research.